In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can mature as a man. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jalen Evans, aka Coach J, back with another very important topic for you all to think about. So the reason that this topic is important is because if you ever want to grow and develop as a man, as a person, somebody that's going to be successful, somebody that's going to move towards greatness and actually be able to live inside of your potential, the very first thing, or one of the first things that you're going to have to know how to do is be mature as a man. Because I believe that some people do truly believe that somebody is going to come and save your life. Somebody is going to come and change the way that you think about yourself. That somebody is going to take you to the next level. Somebody's going to come and grab you and say, all right, come with me. I'm going to take you to the promised land. I'm going to give you all this money. I'm going to give you all of the resources. I'm going to give you all the women. I truly believe that's what some of you all think. And I will be the one to tell you that you are sadly mistaken. So I'm going to give you 3 points that I want you all to take with you as far as how you can start to be mature and be successful as a man. Number 1, you have to have extreme ownership. Now, what is ownership? Ownership is knowing, like I just mentioned, you have to know that there is not anybody coming to get you. You have to know that you are the sole provider. You are the sole responsible person for you to take your life to the next level. Now, growing up, I understand that you may have had parents or guardians that took care of you. They washed you, they bathed you, they clothed you, they fed you, they took you to school, they picked you up from school, they took you home, they fed you then, they took you to your sports, they paid for your sports, they paid for everything. I understand that that's not the best way to be groomed essentially or brought up and conditioned as a young child, but everybody goes through it, and there has to become a point in your life that you recognize and know that just because that happened then does not necessarily mean that that's going to continue throughout your life. Now, when you're in high school, if you're a person that's watching this and you're just graduated from high school or maybe even college, there's a transitional period that it really takes for you to understand and know that, oh wow, it's really my time. It's really my responsibility for me to take ownership. The ones that take ownership faster grow the fastest, and they're able to recognize and know that they can take their lives to the next level, but it's completely up to them. Perfect example. Right now for me, nobody's going to do this content for me, right? Nobody's going to wake me up. Nobody's going to say, go to the gym. Nobody's going to tell you these things like they did when you're a child. So in order for you to mature, you have to be able to recognize and know that you have ownership and that everything in your life inside of your influence is your fault. Everything that you see in today's world and your reality and what you know and what you see and what you experience is all because of you. Now, granted, let me say this, just because things aren't the way that you want them to be right now does not necessarily mean that it can never be the way that you want it to be in your life. But you have to take ownership that today, that now is the only time that you will ever have to create a better future. And that comes with ownership. Without that, you will always be stuck. You will always have that lottery ticket mindset, and you will always think that somebody is coming to save you when in reality, they are not. They are not. Understand that clearly. Number 2, the second way to mature as a man is having disassociation. What do I mean by that? That ties directly into ownership, because if you don't have disassociation, then you'll never truly grow as a man. What do I mean by that? So everybody has different experiences as a child. Some people grow up very poor. Some people grow up very rich. Some people grow up in the middle class where it's not really the best, but it's not the worst. That was more so my experience. I've seen some bad times, and I've seen some more so good times as well. But disassociation comes in when you know that just because of the way that you were brought up, just because of the experiences that you had as a child, being younger, bad experiences, good experiences, whatever it may be, you have to be able to take yourself and your situation and say, all right, this is where I grew up. This was my space over here. This was my past and previous experiences, and this is where I am now. You don't have to live like this. You don't have to say that just because you had a past and where you are now that you have to stay with this past. you can let that go because that is not anymore. Disassociation is going to allow you to recognize that you can do anything that you want in life. You don't have to be what you once were. You can be what you want to be now, but you have to know that the past is no longer, that there is anymore. There's no reason for you to continue to blame family for the ways that you are. I understand that some of you, especially on this channel, you may have not had the best experiences with your family, maybe specifically with your dad, but you cannot blame them forever because then that's going to give you room for excuse. And when you have excuse, that gives you reason to not want to go and pursue more opportunities and to be better and to challenge yourself because you're always holding on to this past. Oh, well, I don't want to do anything because the way I grew up was messed up. I don't want to do anything because my dad ruined my experience. My dad wasn't shit. He wasn't, all these excuses. You have to disassociate yourself from that because you will never truly grow into who you're supposed to be if you're still holding on to the past and things that once were. You have the power to move forward. Now is the only thing that we have. And if you truly want to mature, you have to know that the only thing that matters is now, today. Now, what do I recommend for disassociation? You can work with me as a coach. We can work through that. You can work with a therapist. Primarily, I would recommend for that aspect, the past, I would definitely recommend a therapist to work with because they're going to help you process and work through things that were maybe traumatic for you. They're going to help you to really just think about your behaviors and helping you to figure out maybe, why are you acting the way that you do now? It's going to help you to really just ease through that process. Now, if you find yourself on a more lighter side where you're just trying to move forward and take some action, that's where I could definitely come in handy. But I would definitely recommend a therapist to help that disassociation because that's going to be very important in your growth and to how to mature as a man. Number 3, I want to give you here kind of ties in with the very first two, but recognizing that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to come and pick you up. Nobody's going to take you to riches. Nobody is going to take you to the women that you want, the things that you desire. Nobody's just going to come and do that for you. So you have to be the one to know that it takes extreme action, planning, dedication, consistency, and growth, and also recognizing that growth to really truly begin to mature. Maturation happens when you know that it is up to you, that nobody's coming to get you. So what I would recommend that you do is start to take action on the things that you want to do in your life. There's some things I'm sure that's in your mind right now that you want to do and accomplish. What are you waiting on? Are you waiting for somebody to give you that push to go and do it? Are you waiting on somebody to encourage you to do it? Are you waiting on confirmation or validation from somebody else to help you to make that next move? If so, I'm telling you, you may never get that. Nobody's coming to save you with those words. Yeah, you may have a couple of people that's in your corner. You can't absolutely put your whole trust and belief that they're going to be the ones to come and get you and do those things for you. So what I'm saying is do those things on your own. Last thing, which I think ties in really well here, so I'll consider this a part of 3 as well, is you have to take care of yourself as a man. Like you have to take care of yourself. I know some of you all may have partners, girlfriends, or whatever it may be, but you can't depend on them to take care of you. You can't depend on mom or grandma to cook for you and clean for you and pick out your clothes and fold them up and feed you, clothe you, and take care of the stuff that you should be doing on your own. There should be no reason that a woman or anybody else outside of your life should tell you go get a haircut or go take a shower, go get to work, start working. There should never be a point where you should have to have that type of reminder. You should already know, as a man, yeah, we get tired, we get all of that, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for making and taking action. Nobody needs to be reminding you to do the things that you know you need to do. At the end of the day, if you're on this channel, you should know what you need to do. You should know that you should be working on your business, trying to start a business. If you're not in the business space, you should be focusing on grinding at your job, making money, working a lot of hours per week so you can be grinding, networking with other people, meeting new people. And if you don't know how to do that, you can comment below and let me know that you don't know how to do that, and we could talk about what that looks like. But at the end of the day, ultimately what you should be doing. And if this video does not give clarity, then you need to listen to it again. These are things that you should be doing. You should be on your grind. You should be working. If you're not making a substantial amount of money, which money is not everything, but it does determine value. If you're not making a certain type of money, if you don't have a certain type of network, then you should be grinding right now. today, and nobody should be telling you to do that. If somebody needs to tell you to do that, then you need to reevaluate what's important to you. What is it that you want in your life? Who do you desire to be? Where do you want to go? If you don't have any of those answers, it's likely going to be very clear as to why you're not working. You don't have any direction. As a man, you should have direction. You should know where you're going. You should know what the end goal is. And if you don't know what the end goal is, you should damn sure know what the next goal is for yourself. What is the goal that you're reaching towards? So what I want you all to do is start to consider these things of how you can begin to mature now, today, because the faster you're able to mature, the faster you'll be able to recognize that everything that you want can be achieved, but it's going to be up to you to put in the work. It's going to be up to you to put yourself out there in whatever aspect that means. So I know this video was valuable, so I want you to go ahead and like this video and make sure you subscribe to the page if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Coach J out. Peace.